Hi, everyone. Give me a thumbs up or a like or something if you can hear me. I'm here with a new technician, my granddaughter Audrey, because my good friend Brenda got to go to Paris. She left yesterday. She's going to be gone for a couple weeks. So Audrey's subbing for me. We want to make sure we're following all the directions correctly. Can you hear me? You watch for the comments.
Yeah.
They can hear me? Okay. All right. So welcome to Tuesdays at 2 for April 1st. No kidding. Okay, I wanted to start out with the shirt 2025 shirt challenge and discovery. The deadline was today, but I'm not going to be able to assemble the whole group for a reel or a video slideshow until Brenda gets back. And I've had at least two people say they ran out of time and they really want to finish. So I'm going to give you until the 15th, tax day, April 15th. So we're extending the date because we can and because Brenda's out of town and some of you got behind. So I give you 2 more weeks. And if you need any help, just, email me. Now, when you get your shirts done and you want to submit them, please remember to take high res photographs. Make sure there's good lighting and don't stand in front of a window or have a light coming in from behind you. That will skew everything. So make sure the light source is coming toward you and get 2 or 3 good pictures. We really would prefer them on your body or on the body they were made for. But if you can't do that, then a dress form is the best next thing. Just hanging on a hanger doesn't usually show off your work very well. So we really like you to get it into a 3 dimensional so we can see it, maybe pictures of the details or of the back as well as the front. And you're just going to email those to us. Okay, remember that we are clearing out a lot of last year's fabrics to make room for new fabrics. So there's some excellent prices. We've never gone as low before, 50 and 75% off on some beautiful lawns. And if you haven't worked with lawn and you've heard us talk about it for so long, this is a really good opportunity at the prices because lawn is a little pricey, but not at 75% off. It's not. All right. All right. Now, here's what I'm very excited about is Janet's Shirt Club. And we imagine several sessions of this club. But we want to get this first one going and see how you like it and everything before we announce anything else. But our first session is to make the Wired for Style shirt. And I think some of you have seen it. I've been teasing some pictures of it. Um, so it is the picture on the website under special events where you go to purchase the class and the kit. So this one, well, let me just go over the style. So the style that we're going to make is going to have a flexible collar. This collar can be molded any way you want. And remember how we talked about having that collar stand up in the back, how that gives you almost an instant facelift? So there you go. It's right there. And it doesn't fall down because it's got this special collar shaper in it that comes in your kit. What we're going to work with is our woven shirt slopers or your favorite shirt pattern that you've gotten to fit just right. And then I'm going to show you in the class how to make the pattern changes to create this shirt. This is a very fast to make shirt. What's very cool about it is, and I've got another one back here in the print, and that's not something we have available, but it has surged finishing. So what we did was we surge finish the cuff. Am I off? Yeah, I'm off camera. We surge finish the edge of the cuff, the collar, and the hem. So there's no seaming for those. It makes it go together really fast. There's no extra two-piece collar. It's only one piece and it's put on just like a collar stand. And I'll show you how to make those adjustments to your pattern. And then we'll have three different types of cuffs. We've already discovered and kind of worked with on Tuesdays at 2 the flounce, which is on this orange shirt. So the flounce cuff is, oh, well, no, this is not the flounce cuff. This is the bell cuff. So some of you, I didn't make the flounce cuff for me, but some of you saw that, and of course, it's a on YouTube. These are more of a bell cuff. So the cuff is exaggerated in the width at the bottom, but not so much that it makes it round. And then I like to either overlap it an inch, or with that one, we just brought the two edges right together. And then you can decorate it. This one I decorated with one of these buttons. And of course, I made these little squares of the fabric and applied them right where I was going to put the buttonhole. And what was really cool was I was a little nervous because I kind of did this after the fact. Like when I cut the pattern out, I wasn't planning on those, but I thought they're such a good idea. But now I've got two layers of this extra fabric to the placket, and I put interfacing in there. And it's the placket stops here. So I'm thinking that buttonhole is going to go across partially heavier area than the other. And what's it going to do? And you remember we did that. I did that video, and it's right on YouTube, to use the Singer 401A with a buttonhole attachment from back in the day. Let me tell you, it didn't even balk. It went through all that unevenness and everything and still created beautiful buttonholes. So I was really excited about that. We're going to have options. So everything's going to be options, but the options for the back, we've got a yoke on the back. And in this case, I wanted to create a pleat in the back to give me just a little more movement, a little more room. So we're going to show you how to do that in your pattern prep. And then I added another little rectangle of that fabric just because I thought it kind of needed to tie it in all the way around. So that's the shirt we're going to make. And again, there'll be different hem lines. This one is split and it's high-low, so it's lower in the back, which a lot of us like. It's a pleasing look, especially if you have a rounded back. If it's lower in the back, it doesn't hike up as much. But also we have the rounded back adjustments that we can go over as well. So the first class will be the first Wednesday of May. And we'll start right from the very beginning about fabrics and what fabrics work best for which shirts, how to prep for the class, how to make those pattern adjustments when you cut it out. And then we will be going into construction the very following session. So let me see if there's anything else I missed. Again, you'll have three different cuff options. There's another cuff option that's just very straight. It doesn't bell at all. That might be more to some people's liking. So I like them all, but for me, the bell or the straight is the best. And I don't have a straight example for you yet, but I hope to soon. And when I do, I'll put it on Facebook and YouTube. All right. So, are there any questions so far? I'll have Audrey look for questions. Just hold up your hand if you find some, Audrey. And we're going to do the class on Zoom. You'll get the link to the Zoom. We'll have the 1 hour, or you all know I might go a little longer, but at least an hour class every Wednesday. And that class will be available for you, every single one of those four, through to June 27th. So some a couple of people have said, well, I have to be out of town one of those weeks. Fine, well, it's going to be recorded. so you'll be able to catch up with us. And certainly I'm available for questions by way of email if you should have any that didn't get answered in the video. You want to have your woven sloper ready. So if you don't have one yet, you still have time. We've got lots of support materials, including a sloper pattern or a woven sloper kit. And there's two versions of the kit. So there's lots of options to go ahead and get that woven sloper done. I mean, if you don't have one, what are you waiting for? It's the best way to get a perfect fit every time. Okay, Audrey, what kind of question do you have?
Will there be collar options?
Will there be collar options? Not on this one, because the whole fun of this one is this specialty item, which makes the collar uh, shapeable. Now, if you want to put a different collar on and you just say, I don't want that collar at all, you don't have to put that collar on. You can put on the collar that came with your shirt pattern or your sloper, or we could show you how to make one. We'll just find out in the first class how many people might not want to make that collar and what they might need. And we'll take care of it then. Do you have any more, Audrey? No? All right. Now, the fabrics that I chose for this are basically rayon. They're rayon and nylon, most of them, but there are a couple of other options. So in this fabric right here, this is the rayon and nylon, and it comes in this indigo stripe as well as another indigo option, which is this one. And this could even be mixed with the stripe, and I'll talk about that in a minute. We also have two prints. Now, these prints have linen in them, rayon linen. So they're really, really nice. And it comes in white and black and white. Now, you might get an idea to do something a little adventurous and make one side in the white and black and the other side in the black and white. If that's the case, it does take an extra yard of material, which is an extra $28. But if that's something you want to do, you just put that in the comments, and we will make sure to take care of that for you. So let me show you the black one. I know Audrey's got another question. So this is really striking. It's definitely black and white, not off white. So I love both of these. I just don't know which one. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll put the two together. All right, let's see what Audrey's question is before I go to more fabric.
Do they need to buy the kits before the class?
Yeah, you'll need your kit before the class because the kit and the class are one price. So when you go to take a look at that and learn more about it and look at the fabric choices, what you're going to find is on our website under special events. Just special event, you click on it. The only thing that's there is the option to buy this in the extra small to extra large size or in the 1X to 6X size. And so they're a little bit different pricing because of the more fabric in the larger one. And then below that, you'll see all the fabric choices with the buttons that come with it. So in most cases, there's more than one button option. So take a look at all of those. When you go to purchase the kit, you'll get little tiny pictures of the fabric with a button, and you won't really be able to see it that well. But if you look below those kits on the special event page, you'll see all of those swatches. And then out of the same fabric that the indigo is, again, the rayon and nylon, we got a nice bright summer lime green, hot pink, I don't know if it's hot pink because it's not anything near fluorescent, but it's a really lovely bright pink. And then red. Red. Of course, I love red. It's one of my colors. So those are the fabrics, but I have two more coming. They got delayed, but they'll be here by Friday. And I have some printed copies of what the fabric's going to look like, but I don't have any, real photographs of the fabric. I just have pictures. So this is one of the ones that's coming, and this is a twill, but it's a lighter twill, so it'll have just the right amount of body to carry this shirt off. And then there's this one, which I'm pretty excited about. I'll show you what it looks like overall. So this is what maybe a yard would look like, that print. So I think those are going to be fun, and they're the colorful ones, which was kind of missing from the collection. So I'm glad they're going to be here by the Thursday, and I should have them on the website for you by Friday. All right. And again, remember, there's two choices of buttons for every fabric. And if you have any questions before you place your order, just send me an email. I'd be happy to work with you on any of that. Let's see. I think that we have pretty much covered the kit and the class. So if there's any other questions, I'm happy to answer them. I just want to show you this cuff option. I can get it over here. All right, so this cuff option, am I in the, yes, yeah. So this cuff option, you see the cuff is surged all the way around, and then I just added my little covered button above the split. These are so nice, and this one I made out of voile. But what's so nice about them is they're very loose fitting. They'll be cool to wear in the summertime to go out to dinner, go to a resort, and yet you'll have your arms covered. So many of us are more self conscious about our upper arms, as well as you go from outdoors to a restaurant or a mall, and then you're freezing because you have so much bare skin. So you stay cool, but you're covered. I love it. Yes.
What pattern are you wearing?
The pattern I'm wearing is my Sloper camp shirt. It's the same as the one that I put uh, with the stripes going all different ways that I use as my example when we did the camp shirt. It's a kimono sleeve, and it's one of the YouTube videos. So if you want to make a camp shirt, that would be where you go to look. But it's the same shirt pattern that I made this off of. It's the same shirt pattern I made this off of. That's what we want to help you get excited about all the possibilities. Once you get a really good fit in your sloper, then you can make any style shirt. And I've made lots more than this, and you've seen them if you've been with me very long, all from the same sloper. And double extra bonuses. You don't worry while you're cutting it. You don't worry while you're sewing it. Is it going to fit? Is it going to hang right? Is this going to look good on me? You already know all of that. Just like a designer, you already have that vision and you know it's going to fit because you made it from your sloper. So there's just nothing like having that kind of confidence and freedom to sew. Even if you don't want to learn a lot of pattern drafting techniques or a lot of pattern changes, it's still so much better because you can buy one of my commercial patterns and you can put it on your sloper and you can adjust the commercial pattern to what you know is correct in the sloper. Because remember, that sloper is a map of your body. It's a perfect map of your body once you get it hanging straight and everything fitting nice and no sagging or drag or pull marks. And some people get to a certain point and they still have a drag or a pull mark. They need a little help. One question I'll answer for you. If not, if you have multiple questions, then I'll work with you through the support package And you can find that in the fitting link at the top of the website. And Audrey has another question.
Which sloper pattern should they start with?
Which sloper pattern should you start with? Well, for these, I would start with the darted sloper. It's 1201. So what we mean by that, the darted sloper fits your body by way of darts. So there's shoulder darts, there's bust darts, there's waist darts. And it helps you figure out which ones and how much you need. And those darts are not mandatory after the sloper is done. They can be moved or eliminated. But first, you've got to get the best fit with that sloper. Then, like I said, then I'm going to show you how to take that sloper and change the way the front placket is going to be made. Because this front placket is so fast and so slick. It like I said, you could make this shirt in 3 hours once it was cut out. It's just that everything is just really clean and simple. So, yeah. Any other questions, Audrey? No other questions. Okay. Um, all right. Well, I don't know what else to talk about, but again, I'm really going to push the surge finish because that's what's really going to make it go fast. And I have a couple of really good tips I learned while making mine, things I would do and things I definitely wouldn't do again. So I've got some really good tips for that. But what you'll need if you want to do this edge finish on your whole shirt would be a serger that does that really nice finish on the edge. Sometimes it's called a narrow hem, but you want it to be like a satin stitch so that it like sets off the print or the solid. You could do that red in a solid and then do a satin edged serge all the way around in black and then like a black and red button or a little embroidery that brings the black together with the red. So there's lots of options that way. You just it's your imagination that's going to take you where you want to go, and I'm here to help you get there. But I wanted to start with something fairly clean and simple. Not no burritos. Some of you are in love with the burrito, and others are still working to perfect it. So no burritos to speak of here, and so it's going to be really really simple, fast, and look cute. We found some really great buttons to go with these fabrics as well, as you'll see. Yes.
What serger thread do you use?
Well, the serger threads that I use, sometimes I use just a basic serger thread, but other times I use, Audrey, could you hand me one of those spools in the top of that? Right there. Look at me. Right there. They're in that thing. Top. No, on the top. On the top. There we go. This I liked. It has more of a sheen to it, and it's Superior Threads Magnifico with 3,000 yards. I think you can buy it smaller. But what I like about this is it's embroidery thread. It's shinier, so you can use embroidery thread. But what you want to do if you're thinking, "Yep, that's what I'm going to do, Jan, and I want to do that serge finish because I want it to be snazzy and fast." Get your serger out. That's what I did. After I did this one and I wasn't as pleased with it, then I started doing some sampling and found what I wish I had done. So you want to do that before we get to your fabric. So get out your serger and your book and make sure that you can get the right stitch with the right thread. Okay. We're just whizzing right through here today. Um, I don't think we have any more comments or questions. And the really great thing here is, oh, another question.
What did you use on that blouse?
On which blouse? Okay, the question, who's it from?
Linda.
Linda, what is it? What is the question? What did I use on the blouse? Are you talking about the thread or the buttons or what? Let me know. Um, I was gonna say another thing and I think I lost it. This one I couldn't find a button I liked for it. And so I hadn't covered buttons in years, but I found that I had just enough stashed away to cover the buttons. So that was fun. Did Linda answer us yet?
Um, what serger thread did you use on
Oh,
the print blouse?
on this one, I used just basic. I couldn't tell you Talon or which serger thread it was. But again, if I had it to do again, I would use a little more of a decorative thread. You can also use woolly nylon in the loopers. And what's nice about woolly nylon is it fills in the empty spaces. It comes out thin, but as it's surged on there, it kind of mm, expands. So it fills in like where you can see through. So that might be one. But what I would do is I'd get a few things out and I'd test. And then what I do is I take a picture of the machine where all the settings are. So I can't forget. It's either that or I tack a sample with all of the different settings onto my bulletin board next to the machine. But yeah, get that practice in ahead of time and that'll go a lot faster. You're going to get the interfacing you need with this. You're going to get the buttons. You're going to get the fabric. And of course, this specialty notion, the collar shaper. So I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. And you can buy the kit and not do that collar with the collar shaper, but you're going to get the collar shaper in your kit anyway. But it's totally up to you what you do. Yes.
Um, the woolly nylon doesn't like the iron. I don't.
Woolly nylon doesn't like the iron. Well, that might be true because it's nylon. So I would definitely use a press cloth, an iron shoe. But again, a little practice before you do it on your real garment saves the frustration. Yes.
Um, it looks like these could be used to go over a t-shirt. Would I make them a bigger size?
Well, that depends on how you look, how your sloper fits. If your sloper fits really close, like a real fitted shirt, then you may want to let go of some of that fitting. But you don't have to make it a whole size bigger. The problem when you go a whole size bigger is then you throw your proportions off because the neck's a little bit bigger, the shoulders are a little bit bigger, everything, the sleeves are a little bit longer. So rather than cut it a different size, I would change the side seam allowances or I would eliminate some of the darts. But we could talk about which to do. Yes.
Um, what is the weight of the Superior Magnifico and are
Okay.
these draft out darts?
Okay. So whatever sloper you're using has darts. Are we going to use the darts? I did not use the darts, but you have to know how to not use a dart. If a pattern comes with a dart, you can't just ignore it. You either have to move it or you have to change something. And I will go over that. But this does not have any darting in it because it's not a fitted, it's a tunic, a smock kind of thing. It's not huge, it isn't real voluminous. And again, according to your taste and style, how far out you want it. You could do a whole trapeze and go right out at a very strong angle on the sides, or you could add a lot of volume to the back. Again, that's up to you. I only want to teach you some really good sewing techniques for shirt making at the same time getting you a real fun and modern shirt in the process. Yes.
Do you have a camp shirt sloper we can purchase?
The camp shirt, you would make the sloper out of, unless you want princess seams, you would make it out of the 1201. That would be your camp shirt. Here's the thing slopers do not have collars, pockets, or cuffs or plackets. Sloper is got a center front line, it's got side seams and it's got shoulder seams, and there's a sleeve. But that's it. That's what a sloper is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be have a lot of design lines in it. specialty necklines or anything. You want the very basic. That's what makes it easy to change different components, like change the shape or the width of the front placket, to change or add a pocket. What kind of collar do you want? Do you want a regular collar, a two-piece collar, or a convertible collar? So all of those things are available by just using the one sloper. But we have to know it fits your body. And some of the things we find out making slopers is that maybe one of our shoulders is higher than the other. Maybe one is longer. Maybe both. One's higher and the other one's longer. And so you've got to adjust your entire pattern to get it to hang straight. And the key is getting the side seam to hang straight, right from the center of your armpit, right down your body. And those are the things we look for when we're making a sloper, that everything's hanging straight, everything is, you're asymmetrical. So your pattern is going to have to be asymmetrical. But the patterns you purchase are symmetrical. And that there's a very good reason for that, because you have to have a place to start. The same as with a sloper. You have to have a place to start. So you want to start with a very uncomplicated place. And that's what a sloper is. It's not complicated. It's a front, a back. In some cases, you're going to end up with two fronts and two backs. It depends on your body configuration. Yes.
Will you be covering additional techniques to those you went over in your very excellent crafty classes?
Okay. So someone was giving me a great compliment. Who was that?
Uh, Patricia?
Patricia, thank you so much. She really enjoyed my shirt class in Craftsy, and she wanted to know if I would be giving some of those kind of tips. Throughout the club, I am, and each one of the projects, I'll be focusing on certain aspects. But we're always going to be talking about where to put the top stitching, how to get good top stitching. What interfacing do you want to use? Where should it be? How do you decide where you want the buttons and how far apart you want them? All these little things that could leave you nervous about trying to do this on your own, will be able to go over each one of those to put your mind at rest and make it easier and more fun to create your own pleasing designs. Like some of us have a design that, or a shape in a garment, a silhouette that we know when we see it on a hanger, we see it anywhere. That's for me. That I know looks good on me. So those are the kind of things that a sloper can help you do. You don't have to make every single style there is, when you know there's certain styles that look best on you and make you happy when you wear them. So we want to help you find those and be able to recreate them. Yes,
Will there be another shirt club in a different month?
yes, we're as I said in the beginning, I have several in my mind, and I'm sourcing the fabric for session number 2 right now. And because I want to work with different fabrics, different concepts to give you a more well-rounded education when it comes to garment construction in general, not just shirt making. The reason that Islander Sewing System was so intent on shirt making in the very beginning was Margaret said, if you make a two-piece collar men's button-up shirt or woman's, you get a lot of the techniques that are inherent in most garments. You've got cuffs, you've got collars, you've got collar stand, you've got pockets. So all of these things, and the yoke, they build on your education and your confidence as a sewer. Anything else, Audrey? Okay, Audrey says we're just about out of time, and we will be back in a month. But in the meantime, if you have any questions about the shirt club, please let me know. I'm so excited. I'm really jazzed about this. It's going to give you and I an opportunity to be more uh, up close and personal, and really help you with your sewing education. So I look forward to it. And again, if you want to split and you say, "Oh, Janet, I want half of my shirt in the white and black and half in the black and white, or with anything, any of the fabrics we've got. We're happy to do that. Just know that there's an additional charge. And what else did I have written down? Oh, yes, I don't want to forget. We are not shipping the kits this week. They won't go out until later next week. Just because I'm the only one here. I just learned how to ship. I think I did a good job. But Brenda's gone for 2 weeks, so I'm kind of on my own. And so I kind of need that extra time before I can get those kits out. So don't look for them this week. Know that I've got your orders, those who've already ordered, and they'll be going out late next week. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us on Tuesdays at 2, Islander Sewing Systems. I'm Janet Prey, and I had a really good time today. I hope you did too, and I hope you're thinking about joining us in the Shirt Club. Thanks so much.
Oh wait, some lady asked what buttons do you recommend?
They come with the kit.
They come with the kit.